So this is kind of my thing. It's what I do. I always mention things that make a lot of sense, and then it pisses people off for no reason. Kind of like my mom just got pissed off when she should have been happy that I care, but she wasn't. She wasn't happy at all. She started yelling at me and screaming at me for things that just doesn't make sense to me because she's under mind control and she's stressed out. Literally, they're controlling the entire world's minds with nanotechnology and electromagnetic weapons now, and this is a dark occult that decided to turn your kids into Satanists who sit at home on their Apple or their iPad with an apple bitten out of it, right? The from the Bible, the apple tree and the serpent. So here is where the conversation just went with my mother, who is raising my niece, and it went exactly like this. I said to my mom, because my niece, they've been arguing all day about schoolwork and things like that, and how the teacher set this up, and how I mean, my mom's 70 years old and she's having to homeschool my niece now. And I try to help, but all it does is get shit stirred up because it pisses me off. And I point out things. I'm like, why are you even worried about this shit, Mom? They are literally like, we need to buy property somewhere and live off the land at this point. These people are freaking trying to genocide everyone. But here's the story that pissed my mom off. I told my mom while my niece is sitting there on her iPad, I said, Mom, before Steve Jobs died, he's on camera, live on camera, he said that he doesn't let his children have an iPad because the iPad causes brain damage. Steve Jobs, the guy that invented the iPad, said that. So I tell my mom that, and she goes, shh, 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 she can hear you. And I said, and? Look, Mom, here's what's going on, okay? They sent all of the kids home from school over a fake virus so they can all sit at home on their iPads and do school, and the iPad causes brain damage. So not only are they saying you can't go socialize and have a normal childhood where you're raised around other kids and that gives you personality and things of that nature while you're at school and you make friends, and there's that whole really important lessons of life that are found while you're going to school at a young age that you will not get anymore, so that you can sit at home and look at an iPad that the inventor named Steve Jobs admitted he does not allow his children to look at or play on because it causes brain damage. So I very calmly told my mom all of that. And she started yelling and screaming at me and all kinds of went nuts and told me that I don't care. And I said, obviously, for somebody that doesn't care, I must care a lot to tell you that, knowing that you're about to chew my ass out for telling you that your granddaughter's looking at something all day long that gives them fucking brain damage. And I'm the one that doesn't care? No, see, the mind control that this entire country is under does not work on me. So they brought their fucking technology here that tortures you. It gives you 3 heart attacks and a stroke. It ruins your life. I had a $275,000 house on the bio, and this technology arrived while the Mockingbird media mocked me while I was being tortured, and it tortured me into losing everything that I own because I'm capable of noticing things like that I just shared with you. Because it makes too much freaking sense. And yet when it's all said and done, and I'm trying to tell my niece now, because my mom doesn't care, right? Because she's under mind control. So yes, I intentionally allowed that to leak over to my niece because I think she deserves to know that she's looking at something all day long while she goes to school because her school is shut down over a fake coronavirus, that she's looking at something that causes brain damage while she's supposed to be in school, is the moral to the story. My government sent my niece home to sit on an iPad that causes brain damage all day long after they pumped a fake flu virus and shut her school down. So they faked the flu so that they had to shut her school down so that my niece could come home and be brain damaged by an iPad because that's the only option she has left to go to school. And the guy that invented the iPad himself, Steve Jobs, said that the iPad causes brain damage and that's why he doesn't give it to his children. Yeah, government, and you want to tell me that I'm not minding my own business in your electromagnetic messaging that you put in my head all the time? If that's not minding my own fucking business, government, then I think it's time that people in this country march on Washington with a whole lot of more than people, if you catch my drift. I think you people are an absolute satanic cult that has no desire to give these children a future whatsoever. As a matter of fact, you are pushing the post-human era, and you don't even want us around in the first place. And that is why these children are at home getting brain damage on an iPad instead of going to school because you cooked up a fake flu scam. Yeah, that's the way this is working out here. That's exactly, I'm not under mind control like the rest of these people in the country. I can actually tell you like it is, okay?